morning.
Morning.
Welcome, grandparents, to Andrews Memorial Chapel. Met many of you earlier this morning in our opening program. My name is Bill Phillip. I'm the 8th headmaster in Westminster School's 132-year history. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning classes with your grandchildren. In the process, you'll meet many fellow grandparents, as well as many of our students and faculty. Students and faculty gather as a community twice each week here at Andrews Memorial Chapel. This morning, after we sing a hymn together, there'll be a few readings. Cecilia, Raymond, class of 2020, will offer some reflections. Our chamber choir will perform, and then we'll exit the chapel after singing our recessional, which you will find on page 4 of Song and Spirit. Now please stand and join singing the hymn found on page 719.
Fear is a part of everything you do. You have to take great risks to get big rewards. Greg Louganis.
Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fail. Confucius.
I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan.
Good morning. My name is Cecilia Raymond, and I am a sixth-form boarder from New York City. Welcome back to grandparents who have been here before, and welcome to new grandparents. I hope you have enjoyed your first impression of Westminster. I do not remember my first impression of Westminster because I was below the age of 5 when I first stepped foot onto this campus. My grandparents, Connie and George Raymond, hi Granny Girl, were Westminster parents to my dad, class of 1985, and my aunt, class of 1987. They have been Westminster grandparents since 2015, my older sister's freshman year. Because of this, I have been visiting Westy for as long as I can remember, watching sports games, exploring the Overlook, and meeting my dad's classmates. When I first stepped foot on Westy as a student, fall of 2016, the place that once seemed so familiar to me was now terrifying. Westminster was very different from my New York City middle school. First of all, I changed my name. Instead of going by my mother's preferred name, Cecilia, I decided I would be Cece. In addition to a quick name change, Westy offered other differences. I could no longer wear sweatpants to classes. I had to call my teachers by their last names. And the most intimidating change, I had to play 3 sports. Some things you should know about me are 1, I'm not unathletic. I'm the definition of a JV athlete. Not good enough or emotionally invested enough for a varsity team, but I have some skills. 2, if I'm not good at something right away, I do not like it and will most likely quit. Sorry, Mom and Dad, but this is the truth. I spent 2 days in my honors chemistry class, and I quit Dramat after not getting the lead. I'm sorry, Mr. Rashid. This attitude is not ideal for trying something new. 3, I used to be a gymnast until spraining a ligament in my spine when I was 12. But that's a different story for a different day. Anyway, my ability to do flips, twists, and jumps helped me decide to join the Westminster School varsity, there's only one team, but varsity diving. Diving is a lot harder than it looks. Unlike gymnastics, you have a 1-meter springboard to avoid hitting in the air. Additionally, there are no spotters to ensure your safety. If you want to get a new dive, you have to try it and then try it again. And it's usually painful, but there are no shortcuts. I learned this within my first week of diving while attempting my first ever front 1.5. That's one forward flip into a dive. I face planted into the water, something all divers are familiar with. And I face planted probably the next 5 times while trying my front 1.5. But when I finally, legally dove the dive in, my new dive was worth all the pain. I quickly learned that the feeling of pride after getting a new dive compensated for the feeling of pain while smacking the water. My freshman year diving experience was a constant cycle of smacking the water and eventual success. I finally learned 11 new dives, making me eligible to compete in the New England Division II Diving Championships. There, I got 14th place out of 15 divers. Thank you to the girl from Kent who dropped out of the meet for keeping me from last place. Clearly, I was very bad at diving, and as I previously said, I do not enjoy participating in anything I am bad at. Yet I stuck with diving because I did not want to disappoint my parents, and secretly, I enjoyed it. As bad as I was at the end of diving season, I was a lot worse in the beginning. I felt rewarded by all my failures as my degree of difficulty improved. This is why I continued to dive throughout sophomore and junior year. Diving was different my sophomore and junior years because I was now more comfortable with the idea of failure. Since I almost got last place, there was nowhere else to go but up. As my skills improved, I learned more difficult dives. This was painful. In the middle of a reverse flip, I scraped my left leg on the board, almost giving Mr. Gritzmacher a heart attack. Sorry about that. But instead of giving up, I got back on the board. And a week later, I competed against Canterbury. As physically and mentally challenging as diving is, it has taught me some important values. Most importantly, hard work pays off. As my dad always tells me, people's intelligence is measured by how hard they work. I believe the same applies to diving. You cannot learn a new skill without trying, and without new skills, you will never improve. Diving taught me that as painful as it can be, failure is okay. Often we learn from our failures. You cannot learn a dive on the first try. For as many successful dives that I have done, there are at least 10 fails that have allowed me to perfect that dive. These lessons have helped me accept that I will not be good at everything, but I need to persevere with grit in order to be successful. As much as diving has taught me, I would not have made it through without some amazing people. Mrs. Gritzmacher, the nicest and smartest person I have ever met. Thank you, Mrs. G, for helping me through new dives and mental blocks, and for showing me how to reach my full potential. Mr. Gritzmacher, our swimming coach and form dean, thank you for guiding me through diving and school in general. You have helped me and the class of 2020 make it through the past 3 years. We only have 8 months left to go. Mrs. Stevens, the best advisor I could ask for, and Carrie, thank you for dealing with my mental breakdowns and everything else in my life. I do not know what I'm going to do without you guys next year. Finally, thank you to my family, especially my grandparents, for coming to our diving meets and supporting me through all those flops and fails. I wouldn't be who I am without you. Thank you.